here with the Corvette boys, and I'm here to answer a question that was on one of my YouTube videos. A guy had asked me whether I prefer, the convertible, which is what I have. I have the convertible 6. The trunk is open right now. He asked would I rather for the convertible or the T-top. I'm having a hard time distinguishing, which one I should get between the two of them. So I'll answer that, and then he also asked me how I clean it, and I'll also answer that as well. So between the two of them, I always like the convertibles better. Like I said in one of my other videos, I like how there's more. Like I said, that my trunk's open. It's not, it doesn't actually look like that. I can actually, close it. But like I said, I like the amount of space that's for, from the back of the roof of the hatch for the convertible to the rear of the car. I personally like the way that the convertibles lay out better, in my opinion. That's just me. I also do have a C6 removable top at the house. And from experience, I'll kind of give you like some little quick pros and cons on it. From experience, if you have the tinted top with the C6 convertible, not the C6 convertible, with the C6 tinted top with the removable top, it tends to fade on the very ends for some reason. So like, all right, you see right here, right? So obviously if this was, the T-top for the convertible, this would be the whole middle section, and then like this would be towards the end right here. On this side right here, because, on this part, this is actually, painted on the car. So this patch right here, I would say, like right here, tends to fade for some reason. And once it fades, it gets all, it starts to deteriorate, and it doesn't look shiny. So it'd be like, my shiny plastics right here, and then like, you took steel wool and you rubbed it down. That's what it starts to look like. So I kind of looked at that when I was going to get one, and I was like, well, I don't want to, I love the T-top, it's kind of cool. You can see through it with the tint, And I was like, I don't want to have to deal with that one day. You have to get another top. Should be able to use the top that came with the car. You know what I mean? So that's in my opinion. I don't really like that, to be honest. It's really kind of silly the way it acts up. It starts to peel off and it starts to look really, really cheap and nasty. You don't want that. As far as the actual painted T-top removable top, I don't have one of those. I have the removable top like my uncle has on his, and as far as I can give you, I can only give you through my experiences because I don't want to lead you wrong in any way. So as far as the painted one, I suppose that if the paint is fine, you shouldn't be in an area where, a tree sap or something like that's coming off the car, and the car shouldn't be exposed all the time, so the clear coat's coming off. So as long as it's in a pretty fine area, the painted top should be fine as well, but the tinted top is always look a little better. But you can get a carbon fiber on and stuff. But if you really want the removable top, that's fine. There is a con as well with the convertible. People are having problems with the automatic convertible as well. This is a manual convertible that I have right here, but with the automatic convertible, the button's in the inside on the very left hand side, and once you click the button, for some reason the actual hatch hits the waterfall. So what I mean is this back glass right here hits the inside waterfall, which is right here. I'll show you. When this goes up, the back glass hits this for some reason, and people were having alignment issues with it, a little bit of problems with it. I have a manual top, and I noticed that I had a little bit of a problem with it, and it was giving me some issues, and it was actually bumping. It's an easy fix. I'll put that on in the Corvette forum. You have to actually go and tighten it. Actually, I'll make another video on that in the future. But as far as that, it's really not a big deal. You can take like a microfiber cloth and just hold back the window while you're putting the rest of it down, and it's really not a big deal. But if you have an automatic top, it's gonna make a nasty noise every time you go to close it, and it's really horrible because you're scratching the waterfall, which is inside the car, and it's really a nice delicacy to have such a thing like a waterfall, because the coupes don't have it. That's actually another thing that I hate it with the coupes. They don't have a waterfall for some reason. I don't understand why they would put a waterfall in the convertible and then they wouldn't put them in the coupe. For those of you that don't know what the waterfall is the middle yellow piece that I just showed you before. That is the waterfall. Unfortunately, like I said before, the coupes don't have them. They don't put them in there. They make it to where you can buy it as an external accessory. So you can buy it and then you can have it installed in, and it looks kind of weird because the coupe, you can reach straight to the back. There's no middle section right there, like my speakers are behind me and the waterfall is there. That isn't there on the coupes. You can reach straight into the trunk. So it's convenient that you can reach straight into the trunk, but I like the waterfall look. I've always liked the way the waterfall looks. As far as the question about how to clean your top. I just spray it. Like, I'll show you. As you see how it is, my top is clean. You may get a little bit of lint from your you know, car rag or whatever kind of you know, if you use a microfiber, you know, rag to clean your windshield, you may get some of this on top. Your car cover will put some lint on top. It's really not a big deal. You can get, like, you know, one of those little lint rollers and it'll take it off. But the funny part about the response to it, like I said, is I don't clean it. I literally, like, if there's any problem with it, or if there's any, like, see the spot right here? To get that out, I wouldn't use some kind of top, a conditioner with a rough rag. I wouldn't use that, because if you use it, it's going to give it a rough appearance after a while. You're going to start to manually break the threads, in like the small threads that are in there, and you're going to make it look rough, and it's going to start to look like a washcloth over time. It's going to make it have a really, really rough appearance instead of this nice, sleek, and smooth appearance that it has here. So most people ask me, well, then what do you use on it? Do you use just water? A lot of times, like, so that spot right there that I just showed you, you could probably just spray it off with water from the hose and lightly take your hand and, you know, rub it. If it doesn't come out with that, it'll definitely come out with this right here. This is the car soap that I use. I'll definitely have it in the link in this description below. So this is regular Meguiar's car wash. This is the one I use here. I use the gold one sometimes as well. And, you know, you can just put a little bit, like, or take your hand and put it in an actual, you know, bucket, get soap on it. Or you can take a little bit and put soap on your hands. Just lightly, you know, spray the hose on there, and then lightly do a few circles like this, a few passes, and then spray it off with the hose, and it'll surely come out. Don't use any kind of top conditioners. Don't use any kind of, you know, brushes on the top. It'll just completely ruin it. Now, it was a very, very good question. A lot of people ask me that question, and, you know, it's a lot of people they just don't understand that you can't use anything on these. The way that they're made, you can't rub anything on them. It'll just completely destroy it. But if you do that, you're bound to be fine. If there's any other blemishes, you know, on, like, as far as, like, you know, stuff that really, really, really won't come out, sometimes I use a little bit of detailer spray, and I'll show you which one I use. It's like a little, it's actually a spray wax, but, you know, I'll show you what I use sometimes. Actually, you know what, it'd be better, honestly, I use this 90% of the time, invisible glass, and I'll put a link for that in the description below. If you spray a little bit of that on there, it'll come out, but there's nothing that's going to get on the top that you're not going to be able to get out. You know, a lot of times, like, say if you're out somewhere, you know, and, you know, sometimes birds go by and a bird will crap on the, you know, sometimes it'll get on the, you know, the roof or something, or the hood. Unfortunately, while you're at a car show, or you may take a girl out, and that'll happen. You don't want it to stay there. So you can take some invisible glass spray it on it, dab it with a microfiber cloth. Just dab it, don't rub it, because then you're going to put, you know, the white lint from the microfiber, or the blue lint, or the red lint all into your fabric, and you're going to rough the fabric up as well. Just dab it, spray it down heavily, and dab it. Keep dabbing it over and over and over again, and eventually it'll come out. Like I said, there's nothing that, you know, you can put on unless you're eating on the top of it, or you're manually throwing stuff on top of it. You won't have to worry about it. You know, you just spray a little bit of that on there, dab it. If you're out, if you're at home, most of the time I just wait till I'm home, unless I'm at like a kind of car show. I just wait till I get back, and I just spray it off with the hose. You put the hose on high power, you just spray it, it'll come right off. You know, it's real easy. But definitely I appreciate you guys' questions. Like, if you guys have any more questions, like I said, I'll definitely be happy to make a video for you guys to show you how to get rid of it, or, you know, get rid of any problems that you're having or not. But until next time, this was Corvette Boys, and